They've updated.
Good evening, Twitch TV, and welcome back to another game of Shadow over Taldor with your friendly crew at Lovely Dapper Entertainment. I'm, of course, your lovely drow detective, Wandering Scarecrow. We have the Tiefling of Honor, the Swordswoman of absolute cookiedom, Jose Kage.
Hello.
We have the Seer of All, the Papper of None, Darmeath, played by Firefox.
She's
who
on
is
mute.
currently without words,
Dead.
in a trance. We apologize for that. We have our ratfolk Nuffkin, bin diving scab herself, Best.
Oh, come on, I was eating.
And of course, we have our favorite Dreamtime kitty, the pussy that loves all, played by Arcane Razzle.
Oh no.
And who could forget our wonderful DM, the right hand of doom, who loves us all. Loves us so much he tries to kill us.
Oh,
That's
look at
not
that.
true.
I just rolled a nat 20. All of you are dead.
Such a stellar introduction.
Thank you so much, Crow. And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our 9th stream, which amazing.
We've made it 9 streams,
so-
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no, we made it to 9 full sessions without too many interruptions, which is honestly fantastic. I'm
It
really
has
proud.
been 3 days in game time.
That's how it go, you know. It just that's how it goes.
We've made it 9 streams without breaking Doom's, sanity with all our bullshittery.
Wait, we haven't?
Not yet.
sometimes.
You haven't broken
Not
down
yet.
crying yet.
We've made
Soon.
it 9 streams without
Soon,
Mort
soon.
kicking Thoticus across the room like a football.
Oh, that's coming up. I'm saving that for stream 12.
Oh.
So speaking of streams, who can remind us of what happened last time when we played Shadow of the Taldor?
Darmeath almost became a shish kebab.
Right?
Ow!
And Steve did some fuckery in the kitchen, so probably don't eat the food.
Literally.
I was about to say that.
Don't drink the liquor or you'll get sicker.
Oh god.
That's because you poisoned it. Well, not poisoned, but you tainted it with a thing that our boss lady gave you.
The essence of putrefaction, which is when we lovely.
Exactly. Good memory. And if you recall, we also met Lady Nicodemus, who is of course what appears to be a budding tutor for our lovely Oracle.
I like
She
that
did
old lady.
shit!
I like her. She's my favorite old person right now.
Don't get me
My
wrong,
favorite
she's
old-
interesting. Sorry.
My favorite old person is Maggie Smith.
As it should be.
See, the only way to improve my opinion of Lady Nicodemus right now is if she was played by Maggie Smith. Because right now I'm slightly upset at her. But that's
Honestly,
Oh
okay.
yeah,
you can't see
Maggie
the
Smith makes
future?
everything better.
Hold on though. It's either between Maggie Smith and Betty White.
Betty White.
Oh no, I love Betty White, but Betty
That's
White
such
would
a
play
hard
like an
decision.
anti-paladin. Maggie Smith would play the Oracle.
No. Have you never seen The Proposal?
I feel like we're getting off track somewhere.
We
Okay, yeah,
are.
I feel like Murphy would be really offended if he was watching us right now.
Careful,
From
he might.
somewhere, wherever in hell that Murphy is watching. No, I'm just
You shut your whore mouth.
yeah.
Ooh.
So yes, we left off on a little bit of a cliffhanger, and things have gotten crazy. So did we? Okay, so I haven't been able to remember, and I didn't get to finish last episode, and I always watch them. I'm the only one who does.
I watched it.
That's because
Bullshit. I do.
But where did we end? Fire, do you remember? Was it on your turn or?
Yes, it was on my turn as I was, unconscious and bleeding.
Right. So we had ended. So was your turn or your turn had just ended?
It was my turn, but before I start my turn, I do want to thank everyone so much for following our streams. It has made our nights it really, really has. And we hope to keep on providing entertainment where you get to hear me scream like a little girl.
Yes, thanks to Marshmallow and to Masterolo1.
Dong Rolo.
Sorry, I had to add that.
Rolo Polo.
Had to add that R roll in there. Masterolo.
Hey, I know that guy.
He said, I've come to insult the DM because he's totally sober. That's okay, because I'm totally not. Balances out somehow.
He said totally sober, and so did my character on a different stream. Which I will be plugging, by the way, later. So we will be plugging a couple of things, but in the meantime, so let's go ahead. Darmeeth, you have been basically skewered by a halfling who just had it out for you, man.
Technically, she was aiming for me and used Darmeeth as a way to get to me.
Yeah,
That's also very true.
that is very true. She
I
was.
stepped up though. I've been defending you with Mage Paw.
No, to be fair, I had a feeling. I had a feeling like as the character, I had a feeling that's what was happening. It was kind of obvious. But yeah, no, I am still not very happy with that halfling, and also a little upset with Lady Nicodemus because I almost feel like I got set up. At least that was what's going through her head before she was unconscious.
So you had passed out into unconsciousness, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So Darmeeth, you feel you're barely able to feel it, but there's a couple of there's a hand on your wounds, and you're gonna be healing for 8 points of damage.
Oh, beautiful. I'm back at full health.
You actually see, as your eyes flutter open, you actually notice the wizened face of the old lady as she's looking down at you. Did I not tell you this is a dangerous place?
So I noticed.
You know, that halfling. Do you know what she is?
I do.
Of course you do, because you are the smartest kitty ever, and you're so lovely. But no, you.
I just imagine her squishing my kitty's face in my chest, just loving it.
The face just mushing it on the cheeks. Just oh my god. Can I roll like knowledge planes or just to see if I put it together, because I'm not out of charactering this.
Do a sense motive check.
Sure.
First roll of the evening. Very good. Okay. So you know, just based off of her style and everything, that she is she's not like the rest of her troop. She is not as somber. She seems like she's got an insane glint in her eyes. But more importantly, you noticed something about her. She doesn't carry the same want and desire to display the play, which Master knows about. But she wants to do something else. She's causing more chaos than the rest of her troop.
It's as if she felt she had a different purpose.
You are correct. That is right. So what will you do now? Now, mind you, at this point, Williskia has already walked away and has kind of disappeared behind the stage.
Approaching head on would be ill advised, I feel. However, at the same time, I can't exactly sit idly by knowing that there's someone who intends to do great harm.
Okay, and what do you intend to do about this with your amazing powers? Hmm?
She just kind of shakes her head, just, I haven't exactly been myself tonight, I fear.
That makes sense. You have had some strange visions, I take.
Yes.
You have felt different things. So what will you do?
I cannot face this alone. Yet, there are others, possibly, who will pose a threat as well, so I can't very well direct everyone's attention to this.
You're correct. But you are missing what is right in front of your face. So she lifts up Master. Oh, I'm so sorry, Kitty. And then she shoves Master right in your face.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a Constitution because I don't know what Master smells like.
Okay.
Smells like lilacs.
You don't know what it is about Master, but you start sneezing a fit.
Yep. That seems about right.
I sneeze at you.
Oh no, we're allergic to each other.
Have you ever seen a cat sneeze? They do that.
Yep. Yep.
You have a great ally here in front of you. It's just like the goofiest face on the cat, I think.
Yeah.
So Ramith just kind of looks down at the Master and is just. I'm not certain to what extent I can be of use, but I do know that you have affinity and experience with whatever that particular halfling is involved with.
She's a real piece of work, I tell you that.
Oh, I'm sure she is, darling. The cat, she speaks to me, you know. She says that your halfling is a real piece of garbage. And she's right.
You know, somehow that hadn't quite escaped my notice. There's a slight edge to her words. She is not happy.
Oh. But here is the thing. This is good because now you know who your enemy is and they've given themselves away. Use this to your advantage. But be careful, for she is wily. As are most halflings, but you know that's how it goes. They have to be to survive. Now then, I feel all of this adventure has taken the energy from my old bones, which, if you recall, are like glass. So I will take myself away from here, but I will find you when your mission is done. And we shall talk, perhaps at dinner. That would be nice. I hear they're having a nice chowder. supposed to be good.
Of course, I'd be delighted.
She kind of pats you gently.
Oh, I
She
like
pats
this.
you both gently at the same time. You will both be okay. I will make sure of it, or my name isn't Lady Nicodemus.
I like you. I hope nothing bad happens to you.
And I hope nothing bad ever happens to you, Kitty. But you and I know that hopes and dreams in this world are not like those in the dreamlands. And she kind of walks slowly away.
Hmm.
You see her bump into a table. Scheiße!
Darby just kind of like she extended a hand just before the impact, and it just kind of recoils and just. Mm. She really should have been using her cane.
Does she have a cane?
Yes, she had a cane.
Yeah, she had a cane, but
She had a cane.
she has a cane with her, I should say, but she's kind of swinging it around kind of wildly.
There goes one of the best humans ever.
How much can I understand you at this point?
At this point, it's been 3 days. All you can tell is that the cat looks very stoically towards the old woman. You can't do it. You know what? Do a sense motive check.
Thank you. Because I'm not gonna try to pretend that,
And hun, what do you want to do? Do you want to disguise what you're thinking and feeling, or
Ooh.
No, I'm pretty straightforward.
you know that the cat is looking almost
Nice.
longingly at the old lady. There's a certain sense of admiration, and as Master looks up at you, you get the sense that she appears to have liked you well enough to do as the old lady asked. So she seems like she's going to be watching out for you. She's kind of putting her head to your knee, to your ankle.
Well then, if we're going to work together, and she basically she kneels she doesn't kneel down, but she kind of crouches and very gently kind of puts her hand on top of Master's head.
You feel purring.
It
It is a
Like
happy
a V8
purr.
engine.
It is a happy looking cat.
You have pleased the cat.
She's like, if we're going to work,
Master is pleased.
so if we're going to work together, then I suppose I should keep you quite close by. As she very gently lifts Master, and so she's basically kind of holding her.
I will allow this.
Like she's holding her, she's basically kind of cradling on her arms,
Yeah.
like how cats like, so her forelegs and hind legs are supported really well, but she's not,
Yeah, I figured.
yeah.
And you'd probably notice that I'm like letting you and like even helping you get me positioned, right?
Right. Well then, we should probably distance ourselves from the stage for now, but I have to figure out what to do.
I will roll a perception if I can. Can I?
is not yet your turn, Master.
Okay.
But can I roll one perception before my turn's over? Because I don't want to drag this.
Sure, absolutely.
Okay.
You see where she ran off to Williskia, but she's just she's gone. Like there's no trace of her at this point. As a crowd of the halflings, including the ones who were writhing in agony earlier because of the Master, you see one of them even has like bandages all around his crotch. As they limp towards the stage.
How's the one that was on fire?
That's the one that's bandaged up. He limps towards the stage, and they're kind of pointing for you guys to step down and everything. And you see an older gentleman wearing a tiara who looks, he looks rather, he's bald, but he looks rather grumpy as he's kind of offering you his hand to bring you down from the stage.
She takes it carefully.
And you see, with no malice, he's able to lower you um, back down to the ground. And that will be your turn for now.
Okay.
Meanwhile, on the other side of the building, we turn now to Thoticus, who is currently, you were trying to sabotage some wine bottles. And it's unclear whether or not you were able to. You did hide from some people as they came down, but what will you be doing now?
Let's see. Let's. God, I'm really not in my thoughtic voice tonight. Okay. So what happened last time? But I gotta like go over in my head for just. So I did the wine bottles. Were we done with that? Did we get the 3?
You don't know
stuff?
whether or not you got the right one, but you did get 3 of them.
Right? Wasn't there an issue going on where there was a noticeable in the cork?
Yes, there was.
Okay. Right. Okay. I remember what I wanted to do. Thoticus is going to take the bottle. He's holding the bottle that has the hole. He's going to grab a bottle he did not inject. He's going to switch the corks.
Okay, go ahead and roll a sleight of hand.
Okay. Scrolling down to sleight of hand.
Okay. So the first time you're just kind of struggling there a little bit as you're pulling out the cork. Now you're not doing this with a cork screw or anything. So you're just kind of getting in there with your teeth and trying to pull it out, as any person would, but finally it just bloop, pops out. Go ahead and roll another sleight of hand check.
Well, that was sensitive.
The second one, the one you injected, comes out with so much ease that you're actually kind of surprised at how easy it was. It's almost as if someone had previously opened it and then put the cork back in.
Oh no. Thoticus, he just kind of shrugs and keeps doing what he's doing. He doesn't have time to think about that.
Okay, so you're able to you put the corks in. It takes you a little bit of time, but you're able to shove them in when here, let me roll a d4. That is not a d4. You start hearing outside a little bit more of a commotion. People seem to be, visibly upset, and you hear someone shout, "There's people out here! There are children! What is wrong with you?" And you hear the door open as you see 3 more of the fish looking men with vacant faces come down lumbering.
I don't have
now
time
you've
to hide.
already
I don't have time to hide.
Make a stealth check. Once again, as if you are just liquid shadow, you hide behind a huge barrel. And these guys are none the wiser to your presence. They don't smell, hear, or feel you. There's nothing in the air that indicates that you're there.
Oh, come on. A dirt bath is still a bath.
Dang, talk about luck of the Nufkin here.
But you see them kind of slowly take the bottles, and you see one of them take another bottle that was off to the side that you didn't touch. He puts it in his mouth. He puts the cork in his mouth, pulls it out, and starts chugging from it just a little bit before he puts the cork back in.
Oh, that is disgusting.
And as they start lumbering out, one of them, I'm going to make a quick check here. One of them takes a look behind them just one more time before they close the door.
Now I'm stuck in here. I think. I don't know. Okay, I had one more idea.
Mm-hmm.
Just to cover my tracks, I'm using my rat brain here. I'm gonna steal the bottle of wine that had the bottle of wine that now has the hole in it. So any trace of any of the wine bottles being interfered with will be completely covered up.
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Why would I need to roll perception? I already have the wine bottle.
Oh, you kept it with you.
I don't know what I did with it. Yeah, I guess I'm still holding it. I
So
would
you're
have
just
assumed that
sitting
would
there
be sleight
holding
of
two
hand.
wine bottles, hiding behind this large barrel, just kind of barely peeking out.
As you do.
As you do, as you're wanting to do, right? So yeah, you're able to find you're able to find that they look well enough that they don't look tampered with. So how do you want to proceed here?
Okay, so so the hole in the cork is no longer visible.
You were able to the one you swapped it out with. It doesn't show a hole, and
No, I meant the other one. The wine bottle that was not tampered with, but now has the cork of the wine bottle that was tampered with. Wouldn't that one still have a hole that would make it look like it was tampered with?
at this point, you do notice that it has a hole, but take a perception check on the bottle itself.
Okay.
Okay,
That was my
you
first good
notice-
perception roll.
Yeah, you notice as you raise it up, there's just a little bit of light coming from a crack in the door, and you actually notice that there's a good third of the bottle missing. So it looks as though it's already been tampered with. Which, given what you were noticing the fish people doing, you're kind of getting the sense that either they already opened it for the guests or they opened it because they're drunkards. It's kind of hard to tell. Their fish smell kind of overpowers any smell of alcohol on them. In fact, they'd probably smell a lot cleaner if they did.
I'm gonna think with Thoticus's brain and not my own brain. I'm gonna shrug and I'm gonna put it back down.
Okay. So you still have a little bit of time. What do you want to do with your time? Do you want to try to leave or do you want to stay here?
I think it's time to leave.
Okay.
I've been hearing all these noises outside. And Steve's out there. I gotta go see what that's about.
Okay, so you're gonna try to leave. You notice that the door isn't locked, so you're able to slip out. But go ahead and make an escape artist check. So unfortunately, as you're exiting, your hand kind of slips as you slip out, and you just move your tail just as the door, wham, slams right behind you. And you notice a couple of noblemen look behind them. They look behind themselves and they look directly at you. Oh, I say, are you one of the wine servants?
Should I roll bluff?
Yeah, you rolled pretty well. What are you gonna tell them?
Yeah! Of course I'm a wine servant. You think they'd let me in here if I wasn't?
No, he's got a good point there, old bean. I mean, they don't just let rat people in. You can't say that in front of a rat person. It's rude. Well, you're both wrong for thinking that he's people. Now, if you don't mind, would you be so kind as to bring us some wine? She already looks pretty toasted, by the way.
Oh God.
Oh, but I don't have it. Do I have to go back in there to get the wine now?
Yeah, it's up to you. What do you want to do?
I don't really want to go back in the wine cellar, but that's kind of being out of character. Oh wait, no, I got it. Okay, I know. I see the breadcrumb trail you're leaving for me here, Doom. I found it. I found the breadcrumbs. Vodicus is gonna go back into the wine cellar. And he's gonna get the bottle he saw earlier that looked like it had been tampered with, and that's what he's gonna bring this lady.
Okay. So you're gonna go back down. It doesn't take you but a few minutes, but by the time you come back, you see the lady is she's well into a large goblet of wine, and she's just almost dribbling it down her chest unceremoniously. She takes a big gulp, and then she goes, "Ah, it's about time," and she just shoves the goblet in your face.
And people say I'm an sheesh. Waka waka.
You see one of the noblemen. Ah, yes, I see the pun there. Ah,
Yeah.
she's like a whore.
Yes, Sonic is, he rolls his eyes and kind of grumbles a little bit and pours her, the rest of the bottle that was tampered with. That's it.
You see that she immediately starts chugging down the wine like a fucking frat boy. Not even tasting the wine, nothing. She's just downing it. And she burps afterwards and goes, "Very good vintage." And she kind of just looks at you. "You're a good boy." And she goes to pat your head, but it's like 3 inches to the left, and she misses entirely.
Oh. Thonicus kind of swerves in to get those head pats. Like a little weasel. It's like, I'll take what I can get.
So you've now inebriated this lady, and no one notices that the bottle was nearly empty. But as this has all been going on, you hear a lot of moaning and groaning coming from just down the hall. And yeah, no, there are people having some really good times apparently.
I can't think of a funny thing to say.
That's what you said.
The situation is just awkward.
Ah.
But with that,
It's like, wait a minute. People having. Oh, it's like, wait a minute. People. Wait a minute. Orgasms, moaning, people having fun times. Oh God, where's Steve? Immediately realizes Steve is not within eyesight. And we're gonna go see what Steve's up to.
Okay, so that will end your turn for now, and we will turn back over to Master and Darmeeth.
Yeah, and you could just ignore that will save. That was me testing for something, but I passed, so whatever.
Okay. So, and for Marshmallow, you'll see who Steve is. So, okay, Master, you are sitting kind of in front of Darmeeth still. What do you want to do now?
She picked me up, so
Okay.
where were we heading?
Well, You know that she has her own mission that was given to her by Lady Lothley, but you also know that you can probably keep track of Wasilia on your own. It's more dangerous that way, but you could potentially do it. You could also alert the other crew members that something's going on there and
I
try to
can
get them
alert
help.
anybody of anything.
Not necessarily true, but so what do you want to do from here though?
Did my perception roll high enough?
Let's see. What are you looking for exactly?
Signs of cults, sort of like how I stumbled upon Yellow Sign. Keeping an eye on shit.
You actually do notice among the crowd there's a glint, and you see a sigil that's not too unfamiliar. It seems to be not a mass of tentacles, but more like it almost looks like a green skull, and it's
Yogg-Sothory.
okay. Go ahead and roll Yogg-Sothory. Okay. You recognize this as a symbol for Father Dagon,
Oh.
and you see it on one of the noblemen who is passing by, but it's such a quick glimpse that you're not able to track down who it was.
Can I ratatouille Darmy toward him?
There's only room for one Ratatouille here.
You're right, Tatatouille.
I don't know why I thought it sounds like this now.
So, Darmeeth, do you want to contest this?
I'm sorry. My attention got pulled away elsewhere for a moment. Tiny recap, please.
Razzle wants to
so-
ratatouille you where she needs you to go.
Oh my god.
I can't talk to you because you don't understand me.
Oh
Please,
god. I can try. What do I have to roll to try to contest?
It would be a sense motive versus her persuasion.
All right, here goes.
Persuasion. Oh boy.
Razzle automatically loses because of the pun.
Let's see, where is it? Yeah. Where's persuasion?
Diplomacy. I'm sorry. I don't know why every game, I swear, I do this.
Oh no.
Oh, come on.
Darmeeth, you're just like, no, we're not going to the snack table. Also, there's no snack table. Stupid cat.
Meow. Meow. You know how Butterball?
Yep.
Okay, can I try
Wolfie
to
knows.
determine what she's trying to do?
Technically, that's what the sense motive was for. But because Master's not being very helpful in how she's trying to get you to get there, you're still having a hard time understanding what she wants.
Can I tell where she wants me to go?
Yeah, she's wanting to pull you. So, hun, where are you trying to go?
Where did I last see the symbol, dude?
Okay, so you're wanting to go in this direction, generally speaking. And I don't
All
know
right,
if
so Darmeeth is going to do a perception over that way if I can.
Okay.
Just something real quick, just to see if she can figure out if that's a good way to go.
Okay. You can see there's a good clump of people. There are people who you've not met at all, and like unfamiliar noblemen. You see what appears to be a paladin. Uh, he's he seems to be talking rather animately and very animatedly with someone else who appears to be wearing some kind of strange chain that you've never seen.
Okay. So Darmeeth just kind of looks down at Master and just in a low tone, just I'm trusting you on this. And she's gonna start heading that way.
I wish you could understand me so I could tell you all the things right now, because your vision certainly doesn't.
Meow, meow, meow.
Morose. Meow.
So, you guys are gonna move that way, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that'll be your turn. It is now Mort's turn. So, Mort, you have been talking with Baron Akara,
Yes.
and you guys have kind of been going back and forth, debating a little bit about um, the the ins and outs of Taldor, what should happen next, and you're trying to convince him to
Thought I already did
that
convince him.
huh?
I thought I did convince him.
No, you guys were talking, and you had convinced him to debate it with you. So you guys are still having to debate it.
No, but
Wait a
last time
minute.
he rolled high, like really
Yeah,
high
but-
diplomacy, and he actually got him on his side.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah, I
remember
distinctly
walking out
remember
and-
that.
Yeah, I remember walking out and giving
Okay.
a nod to the Grand Earl, Grand Duke Avanathus.
Okay. So you're right. You're right. Okay. So he looks at you. Um, have you already left, or what are you planning to do next?
Oh, I don't really know what to do next. So I was just gonna like walk around, see if there's anything that like pulls me towards them or something.
You know, there is someone you should talk to. Baron Akara says, um, if you have time, have you met with? Have you met with the Marquis Starborn?
No, I don't think I have met.
Don't take this the wrong way, but you are monochromatic, and she is of rainbow. I just think it would be a great opportunity.
He was trying to ship you.
Is he though? Is he really?
I mean, the guy's racist. Is, like it, like yeah, the guy's racist as shit.
Hold on, I gotta do something. I gotta open my tab back up.
Akira is actually not racist per se. He's just really protective. No. He was just saying, primarily as a joke, and you see he's trying to joke with you that here you are in these grades, and this is the most colorful person here because she represents the Fae. You may also want to speak to. You may also want to speak to Lord Kastner. Might hold some interest for you. He appears to be a good man, a paladin, of course, but I'm not sure where he stands on the vote either, and his vote will make a big difference. I haven't been able to talk sense into him, but perhaps you might. I would consider it at this time a personal favor.
I'd be more than happy to talk to him, my lord. And of course, if I find time in the evening, I would love to spend some time with colourful person like the Marquis.
I thank you.
Mort kind of gives him a smile.
He smiles back. You're a good sort. You're a smart man, and you seem to have a lot of influence in your own right. I think you'll go far if you were to ever politic.
I thank you for the compliment.
Of course. Now, go. There's a party to be enjoyed, isn't there?
Of course. So, where is Lord Castner? Let us roll a perception check. Mort, what do your dark elf eyes see?
Fucking everything.
Fucking everything.
You know how colors taste now.
I
Taste of the
taste the
rainbow.
Marquis. Not yet, but if the shipping goes right.
Yeah. So you see a paladin standing almost at the steps at top of the Senate, and he's talking kind of animately. You see him waving his hands around, and he looks rather upset, and he's just like he looks very perturbed, and you see a smaller man in front of him just kind of um it just kind of shaking himself, and he seems to be also animately talking. Yeah, they're over here.
Yes. Sneak, 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 sneak.
So it's not as crowded here, so you're able to move a little bit more freely. When as you approach, you hear him say, you hear the smaller man say, "Yes, understand, Kastner. I agree, but you have to understand the rights of Nufkin cannot be withheld, primarily because the church condemns them. That's not how it should go. We just there should be a separation of what the church says and what the state does. They're two different things. They're two different entities." Oh, what would you know? Ugh, fool. And he turns and he notices you approaching. And as you kind of see him straighten up. Ah, yes, hello. And you are?
Mort Philibert, my lord. He gives
Very
a
nice to meet you.
short bow.
He returns in kind. I am Lord Kastner. I am a paladin of the Order of Pharasma. Say, you're a dark elf. What do you know of the going-ons in Taldor and the treatment of others?
Mort just sighs and looks down a little bit. And I know a lot about the mistreatment of others, my lord. I've seen the Narrows and seeing how people are treated in such a way. I've seen such vulgar acts taken out in the name of both religion and politics. But I've also seen the good nature in Taldor's eyes. It's why I chose to remain living in this kingdom.
I
Because
see.
for every bigot and every closed-minded person, there is a dozen more that are kind, caring, and willing to listen.
He kind of looks at you and nods. You're an idealist. I like that. But tell me, do you know of the evil that lives in Taldor?
Evil, my lord?
Evil. Pure and simple. And it can be brought down to one thing: godlessness. Godlessness throughout the state. And he starts going on this long rant about how there needs to be more prayers in the schools, that there needs to be more worship, and then the role to root out the cult. He's clearly kind of fanatical. It seems like it's coming from a place of well-meaning, but he also seems a bit overzealous. I say though, I forget myself. I get incensed when I talked about these things. Please, uh, what is your role here?
I'm merely a guest in this grand party. I I'm honestly just a very curious person. I hope and pray for good to come about, and mainly I wonder how the kingdom may come about with this upcoming vote. Whether people
You're
would
correct.
choose to keep,
Hmm.
whether we choose to keep the current power sitting on the throne and accept that lives will be lost in wars that may not need to be fought, or if we choose a different pathway and see how that falls for our kingdom.
He nods again. Ah, but you are missing the point of one point of order that is particularly of interest. And that simply is that if we are to spread ourselves and the state of Taldor, not only would we spread the state, but we would be spreading the word of Pharasma. What would a queen do for us that a prince cannot do in that manner? So I will leave you on that note, Mort, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
And we turn now to Sid, who you have successfully upset the lady Trent, who left in a huff, and you were able to help the young senator duo.
Okay. Sid is actually going to uh have like err on the side of caution here and assume that Lady Lady Trent is going to possibly have her search for weapons or anything else. So since everyone else walked away, she's going to go over to this bush over here and like stealthily like hide her katana within the bush.
Go ahead and roll a sleight of hand.
Mm, oh god. Oh, sorry, my page is taking a while to load up.
It's all right.
This is light of hand.
Okay, so you kind of look around, kind of almost whistling, and unceremoniously just chunk it inside of this tree, and it's hidden well enough that no one can really see it. Um, it looks like it will do in a pinch. Um, when the young senator duo comes behind you and just, I can't thank you enough.
Wait, he came back? He walked away already.
He had walked away, but you see him kind of walking back.
Ah, okay. Hello. And no problem, man.
I realize something. I have something. If you come to my office tomorrow, I'll have something for you. I'll be here in the Senate.
Tomorrow? Okay.
Yes, you can.
It's a ring.
You'll be able to find it. You'll be able to find my office, I should say. Uh, it isn't much. At least it may not look, but it's worth quite a bit. And how you've helped me today, you've certainly earned it, man. Um, I wish I could pay you in money, but being a senator doesn't pay as well when you're just starting out, as opposed to. He kind of looks down back where Lady Trant was, as opposed to where some have ended up in their life.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it. She kind of turns a little redder than usual, like, oh, someone's getting me a gift.
Hun, I don't think you're getting picked up on the mic.
Oh, yeah, we can't. Now we can.
Okay. So he kind of nods his head and takes a deep bow before going back down. So what will you do now?
Hey, well, she curtsies back to him and walks in the direction of Lady Trent. So she's going to walk here, and then at the same time, she's going to roll a stealth check.
Okay.
She doesn't quite want Lady Trent to note her. Nice.
No one seems to be paying attention to you. You actually hear her storming off in a huff. Ah, I can't believe it. Horned bitch. Coming into the Senate, telling me how to do my business. Oh, how awful. It was terrible. Oh, you're so brave. The sycophants are just, fanning her as she just seems clearly upset. And she storms further down. I swear the guards will hear about this harassment. Oh, yes, absolutely. The harassment is real.
Okay. Sid is going to. Okay. This is kind of a stupid thought, but it's something that Sid would think. She's gonna think, okay, obviously, if she's going to tell the guards, then she needs to do something somewhat drastic. And can she use disguise to try and make herself look different?
You can go ahead and use it. I would say you're gonna get disadvantage.
Okay, that's fair. God, this is going to be so stupid. Like, Sid knows that changes have to be made, so. Wait, did I press it twice? Did it come up twice? Oh. Oh, never mind, didn't work.
Okay, so you remember? I don't know if you've seen Thor Ragnarok, where he's just like,
Yeah, I have.
So you do that thing, I'm sorry, you do that thing, Sid, where you just like cover your face with a random wrap that you found, and you're just like, see, I'm totally disguised. No one can see you. Roll a quick perception check.
Okay.
You notice the sycophant, or one of the sycophants stop, kind of look behind his shoulders, and then he starts whispering into Lady Trant's ear. You're not able to pick up what he's saying or anything because it's too loud, but she seems to turn around and smirk a little bit, and she strides further. Her sycophants trailing behind her.
Sid is going to.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, I'm right next to Lady Loftly, aren't I?
Yeah, she's there. You can see her. She's just been looking at the show. She notices you. Did you see what happened? Your friend seems to be okay now, but my lord, that got rather violent. But the halflings was so entertaining. I'll be sure to keep an eye on them.
Wait, what happened? And I guess she just fills her in on everything.
Yeah, she fills her in on what happened, going into a little bit of dramatic detail about uh, what occurred to Darmeeth. And actually, as she's mentioning that, you see Darmeeth carrying Master, who seems to be struggling in her arms, like craning his neck and meowing. And she looks so confused.
Sid, Sid, like as Lady Loftly is, um, as Lady Loftly is explaining all this to her, like she goes to pull like a cookie out of her dress, but like crushes it in her hands, like out of anger, and then just her hand opens back up and the crumbs like fall to the floor, and
Oh,
she's
shit.
like, and she says, "Okay, I have successfully stopped Lady Trent from harassing one of the noblemen. Can I go and find this halfling witch that terrorized my friend?"
You can try, yes. You have my permission. Just be very vigilant. I don't know where she went.
Sid,
Also,
oh, go ahead.
she looks at she looks down at your hands, Sid. Um, where do you keep getting these snaps?
She kind of like it kind of snaps her out of her like anger moment, and she goes, "A good warrior is always prepared," and that's all she says. She's looking for the thing. She found it. Okay, where's that halfling?
You actually see her, closer to where you actually just came from, but on the opposite side.
Wait, where at?
So you actually see her over here.
I'm not seeing any marking. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Yeah.
She looks over at Darmeeth and Master and turns like kind of turns her head and yells, or actually not yells, but like says it loud enough for them to hear. "Hey, I heard what that halfling did to you. That little circus freak is gonna get it." And she kind of like just walks off this way.
Oh, that's gonna be so bad.
Yeah, because she's walking off with no weapon.
Oh boy, it's gonna be so bad.
Oh, what do I have to roll to actually see if Sid remembers her weapon?
We'll have to do that on your next turn, but really quick, I
Oops.
almost feel like there should be an image of Sid crushing a cookie in her hand, and it just in the background in really dark lettering says, "It's cookie time."
No.
No.
She's got rage, and she's got cookies, but she's all out of cookies.
Oh. I came here to eat cookies and kick halflings, and I'm all out of cookies.
Okay, so we turn now over to Steve. I'm gonna go ahead and
Oh,
Hun,
no.
if you can roll a performance check.
No! Oh no! Oh no!
Oh no.
Oh boy.
Oh no!
Ooh.
Oh no!
So he bursts out of the room, like he's just like pulling up his pants and everything. Just he appears to be out of nowhere smoking, like he's smoking a cigarette. My word! Wow, you are right, chef. You're such a great cook. I love that recipe. I can't wait to write it down. He's trying to make it not obvious that he just fucked a man.
Oh!
But it ain't obvious. It is purely obvious.
Wait.
Chef!
Doom.
Uh-huh.
Wasn't Thoticus in the hallway that Steve is just walking into right now?
Yes. He's just gonna make direct eye contact. How you doing?
Did you get to see the chef as the door was swinging closed?
Yeah. We gotta roll perception on that
Go
one.
roll perception. Go gadget perception. You see him, he is passed out. He is just like completely just like worn out. His clothes are torn.
No.
There's all kinds of like. You're hoping it's just food particles on him.
Where are the other chefs?
The other chef is barreling down at Steve and just like, "What the fuck do you think you're doing?" And he looks calmly back at him. Looks like I was just doing the chef. He's just got a big shitting grin. Why? Did you want a piece? I'm gonna need about 15 minutes to recoup. Go ahead and roll intimidation, actually. With advantage. Yeah, no, the guy is just kind of like, I don't want any of this. I'm leaving right now. Don't you dare touch any of the food. And he looks back at the door.
I think it's too late for that.
Whatever.
Don't eat the cream chowder.
But he kind of flicks the cigarette in the guy's face. But I have to admit, you'll love the seasoning.
No.
You see, Thoticus, you see this. You see the chef run in and just, "My God, what did you do?" And you just hear a very faint groaning. Everything. What do you mean, everything? Everything. Are you okay, man? Do you need a doctor? No. I'm good. It's Steve just walking away as all of these shocked noble, even the fish people are just like, "What the fuck just happened?" As this man just strolls on out. Thoticus, are you ready, my friend?
Oh, he seasoned it with cumin.
Well, I guess they liked the cumin.
Oh, trust me. There was plenty of cumin. Cumin everywhere.
You know, Thoticus, he kind of looks back at with the chef, and he looks at Steve. Looks back at the room with the chef, looks at Steve. Just kind of smiles smugly and slow clap.
I know, right?
Steve, old buddy, old pal. You're gonna have to show me how to do that sometime. Oh God, that came out really bad.
He looks at you and goes, "It's actually really easy, right? So all you do is pretend like you have all of the confidence in the world and that anxiety doesn't exist, right? And when that stops working, you just let your body take over." Then he lights another cigarette. Yeah. I think we're ready to be with the group, don't you? I think I am feeling something.
Man, yeah. I kind of wish I stole the line now.
Oh, when you're this high off of an exciting adrenaline rush, oh, you don't need wine. And he sees like the drunken lady. She looks at him. "Are you just giving it away for free, by chance?" He looks, takes another drag from his cigarette. "How much are you willing to pay me?"
Oh my God.
Oh no!
She looks at him and she's like drunkenly like she can't even see him right now. She's so drunk. "I am a lady. How dare you?" She goes to slap him, misses completely. Thoticus make a reflex save.
Oh God!
Right next to him.
Oh God! Why won't my tab open? Damn it! This computer.
Oh,
I'll have to open it again. Come on. Oh, there. Okay, reflex save. Gotta find
Yep.
save is. Reflex. There we go.
You see this. She's
Oh,
not a fat
nice.
woman, but you see this drunk woman, the slovenly woman, a mile away, and you do that cartoon thing where you just sidestep really quick as she just tumbles to the ground.
Hmm.
And without missing a beat, Steve turns to one of the noblemen. You should probably get someone to clean that up.
Missing a beat. Thoticus turns to Steve and goes, I keep setting them up and you keep knocking them down.
We make a good team, surprisingly enough.
We really do. I can't think of an trying to think of a good John Mulaney joke.
John
It's
Mahoo?
like okay. I got it. I got the joke. It's very hard trying to be funny all the time. I'm sorry. It's like, yeah, who could have thought a creepy pervert and rogue's rat would go together so well?
You know when you say it like that, I'm a little offended because I can't tell if I'm the rat and you're the pervert. He kind of winks at you.
This is not where I was expecting this campaign to go.
No one expected to fall in love with
This-
Steve, and suddenly everyone's falling in love with Steve.
This has
No,
been a
that's
roller
not what
coaster.
this is.
This has been a roller coaster from start to finish. Holy shit.
I'm falling in love with Steve. He's just such a cool character. Like, what happened?
Initially the most popular and initially the most least popular character have become friends.
What do you mean?
They are now
The most
unstoppable.
popular and the least popular.
Yeah, the most
Or just
unpopular.
Steve?
Bloodline, man.
Oh
Bloodlines
no!
will do that.
No! That's not why Mort's in. That's not why Mort's in trouble.
Oh,
So
she
you see
thinks it-
Steve
thought it
kind
was
of
brilliant.
moving towards where Morton the rest are. Like he's making his way over there. So that's their turn. Now we turn back to Darmeeth, who you have actually run into Sid, who has just you see her you notice her crush a cookie in her hand and it just crumbles and there's still like cookie crumbs and everything in her hand and she seems to be walking away and going towards another direction upstairs.
Can I try to call out to her?
Sure, what do you want to say?
Tell her off for crushing a cookie.
No.
So it's just sit.
Okay.
Where are you going? Ah, shit.
So Sid, you don't hear. I don't think this music fits, but
Yeah, this music does not fit.
This doesn't. This fits this fits Steve's entrance from
Yeah.
the room more than anything else.
but Sid is not able to hear you over the cacophony of music right now. And you're just watching her as she just seems to be she's got clenched fists, her jaw is set, her brow is furrowed, and like her shoulders are squared. She looks like she's about to just ram her head into someone.
Okay, really quick question, like not trying to sidebar this, but we actually had a very interesting discussion just now because I randomly thought of this. Steven's bloodline, like out of character, Steven's bloodline is he's from a fertility goddess or whatever. Does
Mhm.
that mean he can like instantly impregnate whoever?
He's not alien. No, he's just He has animal magnetism, which basically makes him on a failed save, and on a melee attack, it makes him absolutely irresistible to the other person, and it boosts his confidence a lot. But the thing is, it's gotten him to a lot of trouble, so he doesn't use it very often.
Ah, okay, gotcha. No, I was just curious about that. Carry on.
Yeah, you should see it when it fails. Let's just put it that way. Needless to say, the police get involved.
Oh no!
Oh god.
Okay, can I see where Sid originated from?
Yeah, because she was standing next to Lady Lothlead right over here, right before she walked away.
So she's gonna kind of walk up and kind of come by Lady Lothlead and just, should I be concerned?
Considering everything you've gone through, dear, I would absolutely say yes. She seems to be going after the assailant. I don't know
Darmeed.
how- oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry. I was just gonna say Darmeed's hold on Master tightens a little bit out of anxiety.
He's been
Not too hard, but just like you can tell, like it's not the same kind of supporting and relaxed posture. It's like her arms kind of went a little rigid.
I
It's
like
the
every
anxiety
episode
cat grab.
uses him.
Do not squeeze key. No squeeze.
She's not. It's just like her arms stiffened. You know what I mean? So.
Okay, so what do you want to do from here?
So Darmeeth is going to look at Lady Lothlead, look towards Sid, and kind of glance in the direction Master wants to go. And so she's just like, Sam, Oracle's their main stat
Mm-hmm.
is charisma, right?
I thought it was wisdom.
No, it's
Yeah.
charisma.
What?
Yep.
That's
For
weird.
oracles, yes.
It's
I think.
charisma.
You got to be charismatic to lie to people like that.
Well, the class.
Shut your whore mouth, Mort.
There's an actual
That's not
oracle
personal.
class, so I don't know.
Yeah, no. Let's see. It's technically both.
Yeah. A lot of her spells are based on charisma, though.
Yeah.
Okay, so my question to you. Is it a charisma roll to try and utilize her oracular vision?
Um.
Isn't there a spell specifically for that?
I don't know.
Like a revelation?
No. Revelation is part of their God.
I could have sworn that there was a spell specifically that let you basically, for one scene or one session, basically have
Revelation
the
at
story.
first and third level, an oracle uncovers a new secret about her mystery that grants her powers and abilities.
Yeah, that's tied to abilities, not
Yeah.
a spell. Yeah.
What are you an oracle of?
Lore keeper.
Ah.
And do you know what your curse is, by the way?
Yes, I do. When I'm under stress, I speak a certain tongue, and only that tongue.
Ah, okay.
And I think I can only understand that tongue too.
Okay. So yeah, yours would be under charisma to try to use because it's almost like using divination. So
Right.
it would be a charisma roll.
I'm gonna try because she's trying desperately to figure out what the best thing to do is because she is really worried about Sid. She doesn't want her to go by herself, but at the same time, if the cat is pointing her towards this direction and it's the best guide she's got at the moment, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So go ahead and roll charisma check.
Oh God, nope.
You go to pull in and try to Help yourself picture something, anything, any way of directing. And as you're concentrating, all you can imagine every time you close your eyes is that writhing mass with the mouth in the middle of its stomach and the
Mm.
single eye. So nothing's really coming. It's almost as if you're being blocked by something.
Uh, can I? So I guess I can't try for another moment just because time's ticking.
Have you ever tried throwing bones?
No, she doesn't have any.
What is a person but a bag of bones?
You want her
Just
to throw
throw a nearby
master?
halfling.
She's got master in her arms. I mean, technically it would work, but Jesus.
Oh, I'll give you a dream, all right.
No, so basically she's gonna kind of almost like she's trying to like she's gonna kind of hold master a little closer to her, and she's just basically gonna kind of murmur just like, I know you want me to go this way, but we can't let Sid go by herself. Who knows what that halfling's gonna do?
Like
So-
And I
I'll keep
sense
pulling
motive?
her towards the direction, otherwise I will jump out of her arms.
Oh my god. So real quick, sense motive, and then I'll have to make a decision. Ah.
Go ahead and roll a diplomacy, hun.
Okay, let's see. 'Cause I communicate so well with these mere mortals. Diplomacy.
Ooh, we tied.
Okay.
Who's considered the defender?
Technically, it would be, since it's, that's a good question.
I think it would be Fire because she's the one who I'm trying to convince her.
Right. So I'm the defender.
Yeah. So you are actually gonna have to follow what Fire said. Or
Well,
rather, she's aware of what you want, but you're aware that Master wants to pull you in one direction, I should say.
Mm-hmm. She takes a minute. She's like she is trying as quickly as she can to think, and she just kind of breathes and looks at Lady Lockley and just, please.
my mismatched eyes are glaring at you.
Right. So she looks at Lady Lockley and just, please, if you can, if you are able to, please send out a message to Mort, to someone. I don't want Sid to be alone with her and whoever may be there.
You don't have message, do you?
No, I don't.
If I use message on a Mort, will all he hear me is meow?
Actually, because of the magic of message,
I'm pretty
ahead.
sure.
Go ahead and roll it for me really quick.
Okay.
Text message.
Okay. So,
Yeah, it doesn't transcend language barriers.
yep.
Okay.
So if you cast it, all you'll hear is meow, meow,
Right.
meow.
That's
So that's
funny.
why-
I'm okay
that's-
with that happening, actually.
Okay. But I do will ask Lady Lockley to help basically contact Mort or one of the others so that Sid's not by herself.
She nods and agrees.
So now she's gonna basically take a deep breath, just again look back down. Master's just like, God, I hope we're doing the right thing. And she's
All
gonna...
Mort hears is in this area is meow, meow, meow.
So
Which
she's
is
going
to be hilarious because on Mort's turn, Now he's gonna take disadvantage on his rolls.
Oh
Oh, fuck you.
What roll? Shit! What?
So any diplomacy rolls that he may be making, he'll have a slight disadvantage on at least one of them because in the middle of it, all he's gonna hear is meowing, and it's gonna be super distracting.
Oh
I'm so
no!
sorry.
Oh no! I'm so sorry too. Okay.
But we'll when we get there, we'll get there.
Right.
So-
Okay, so in the meantime, Darmeeth is going to basically follow Master's direction and just pray she's doing the right thing.
no! Catitude.
Okay, so you guys are gonna go over here.
Yep.
And we will leave it at that for now.
Sure.
Meanwhile, Thoticus, what are you doing at this point?
Well, Thoticus and Steve are still making their way back over to the meeting area, right?
Yes.
So they're having the conversation from that one part in Shrek with Donkey and Fiona. You know the part.
Yep.
And I can't get. And of course, I lost this.
Just-
So, what do you do when like you got like a friend, and like they're into somebody, but like they're really not into them back, but like you think like maybe, yeah, like they just don't know each other very well yet, you know?
I do know, and usually how that goes is someone gets slapped in the face and left behind an altar. Although I could just be thinking of my friend Fred. He's not really my friend. I went to med school with him at one point, and he was just a total asshole. Not as big as an asshole as Herbert, but still. Oh, I need to tell you about him. But I mean, honestly, tell the person how you feel. I assume that, honesty is the best policy, right? That's what they tell you in school and whatnot.
That ever really worked out for Steve?
No, it is not. But what's the worst that could happen?
He could beat my head in with a bat. Oh no! Wait! No, he could shoot me point blank. That'd be pretty bad.
Are you into that?
You know.
And to being dead, is that my fetish? Are you asking me if my fetish is dying?
You know what? Here's the thing. So you say that, right? But there are plenty of people with all kinds of different fetishes. I'm not kink shaming anyone. I am the last person to kink shame anyone. With my bloodline, everything's a kink. But seriously, if you're that worried about it, he kind of scratches his head. I guess you could always just say, hey, listen, I want to be better friends. I want to be like you. Show me how to use fire.
I knew that's where you were going. I want to walk like you, talk like you.
We do. I want to be like you. Ooh. I say make friends with him at first. Listen.
Yeah.
I think that would be work. I think that would really work. And to be honest with you, Thoticus, I am the last person to give you relationship advice. I haven't ever had one, as I've never really known what it's like to be loved. Only to make love. There's a big difference.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Thoticus is like nodding like very enthusiastically. I'm a rat.
But either way, we do have things to take care of. Which direction are we going now?
I feel like there should be a role for this. Escape artist, maybe?
That's the navigate, so you can absolutely do that. Make sure you guys don't get like separated by a crowd or anything.
And we do.
Thoticus, you turn around because you notice someone wearing a very distinct logo. It's kind of like an exterminator logo on their lapel,
Oh no.
and
Oh,
it's
no.
just
It's
distracting
quite-
because it's got a picture of an orc skull.
Ooh.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Steve is still walking this way. So you're slightly behind now. And that will be your turn.
We didn't get any closer.
Oh, sorry, you guys cut out for me. So what was that?
I said we didn't get any closer.
You guys are having trouble navigating through the Senate because you actually see a large group of people all gathering around as if something important is about
Okay,
to
yeah.
happen.
Yeah, that's fair.
So you guys are trailing behind one another, but you're not really getting very far. Okay, so Master, it is your turn.
Okay, so is Darmeath actually going in the way that I'm going?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then we'll keep going. Because I want to look for the crazies. So let me roll perception. And where'd it go? That didn't sound good with the music. Oh no!
You have lost this person in a crowd.
Crap.
Damn it, why do all humans look the same? Well, the scent is even thrown off, and now you have no idea where this person went. You're a little confused, and you're really upset.
Are there any other weirdos?
Make another perception check.
Mm.
You see that you see a rather flamboyantly colored gnome who's going around. She's smiling, she's dancing in time to music.
But is she like a cultist weirdo?
No, you're not really seeing any cultist weirdos other than the waitstaff.
Meh. My cat is visibly distressed.
Just hear the cat meowing.
Right. So Darmeath again kind of leaves her head down, just like, I take it that something went wrong.
I lost him, and you can't see him, and you can't understand me. This all stuff.
Darmeath, make a take a sense motive check. Oh yeah, it's very obvious to you this cat is unhappy with how it turned out. Like the master isn't blaming you that she lost sight of her quarry, but she does seem upset that she's lost sight of her quarry.
You know that
Can I
angry
take a
tell?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like the ear twitching, yeah, unhappy. Can I take a perception to see if I can
Sure.
see anything out of, just because she's trying at this point? She's just like, okay, I've got to do something. I know it's not my turn, but I'm gonna try.
Yeah, go ahead. And
Nope.
you're not seeing anything out of the ordinary either. I mean, you are seeing Marquise Starborn kind of, she's on a table kind of dancing, she's doing a little jig. And you see Baron Zaccato coming nearby and just like, get down from that. Get down from the table. Down from the table, you're embarrassing me. Get down, get down from the table. And she's like, haha, never. I'm having too much fun, you funny duddy. This is my life now. This is my life. Yes, it is. And you're happy with it. Do I look like I'm laughing? You look kind of like you're laughing. Kind of scowls at her and just turns away from her. So, Master, what will you do now that you've lost your quarry?
Well, I lost all cultists. Let's see what I can do. Ooh, are there any more clowns?
Not in this area. You can tell that much. They're all regulated to one area because
Aw.
that's where the children are.
Uh-oh.
And ain't no party like a corrupting youth party.
I know, right?
'Cause
There ain't no
corrupting youth
party like a
gets
mage paw
blamed.
party. Is there something I can mage hand push over?
There is some there are some
What about-
vases around the area.
Mage paw
Go ahead,
one
drunk person.
over.
So you see a vase collide to the ground, and everyone around it just kind of stops. And you see this, the same guy from where the entrance was just goes, "I'm telling you, the Senate is fucking haunted. I tell you what it is. Nobody wants to vote for a woman because then the ghost will be running rampant."
Can I mage paw him?
Go ahead and roll for it.
What do I have to roll?
Well, okay, so it won't work because it has to be weighing up to five.
Yes, but like I did to the clowns.
It would be a ranged touch attack.
Okay, range touch. Let's see if I can pull this off. Range. I don't know if that's the right one.
You see the guy kind of like look around. There is a ghost. It just touched me in the junk. This
And if that
ghost is
ghost
a
would like to
sexual
earn-
deviant.
I
if
hope
that
I
it
ghost would
demand
like to earn-
satisfaction.
I
If that
hope it
ghost would
looks
like to earn
crazy.
5 gold, my room number is 1427.
I hope this guy looks as crazy as possible right now.
In the dick.
He does look like he's crazed at this point. Like everyone's just kind of ignoring him at this point because he just seems so crazy.
Okay, I feel better now.
So we go down to Mort.
Oh god.
I'm sorry.
So tell me, if you were to vote for a new leader, who would you vote for?
From what I've heard of the leader that everyone who's voting for, whether we keep the current king or we move on to Princess Galatea. Sorry, Eutropia. I don't know why I said Galatea. Between the current king and Eutropia.
Hang on, my dog is.
Thank you, Desi. Give me more time to think.
No, you want a pet girl. Yes, you.
Yeah, Desi, I love her.
Jesse, everybody loves you in stream. You look so confused, but I love you.
Desi is famous.
She's been such a good girl. I'm
Good
so
Desi.
proud of her.
Between the current king and a new world order, I would more than likely vote for Utopia, my lord. I may not know much of politics, but from what I do know, soldiers are dying on battlefields that need not be fought, that could have been settled years ago with the correct words.
He looks at you. You are an idealist still, and I understand where you're coming from, but to be completely honest, there are some who cannot be won over with words and can only be won by action. Go ahead and roll. Go ahead and roll a diplomacy check, though. This one is not with disadvantage.
Nice.
He's kind of coming to your way of thinking. He seems more relaxed now and goes, you know, I haven't quite thought of it that way, I suppose. I've been so used to battling evil, especially here in Taldor, that maybe it's made me lose focus on what's so important.
And to be fair, my lord, I understand that words may not always appease other nations. I know there are nations out there that don't want peace, but rather would fight. But what if Utopia offered a different tactic in the war instead of using full-on brute force, finding ways to outmaneuver the other armies?
Ah, I see what you mean. If she were to incorporate, say, kind of nods his head, kind of his hand is in his chin, or his chin is in his hand rather, as he nods. Yes, by spreading the word and love of Pharasma, she could undermine everything going on in the other countries. You're right, this is a tactic that our current king has refused to use. But Eutropia is a smart woman, and she's a godly woman. She would no doubt evangelize as needed. Let's see those dirty orcs try to fight us when they're too busy loving us as we're loving them.
That is, of course, an option, my lord.
Yes, and it is a testament to you, my friend, that you would be so open minded to the only solution to this problem.
There are always more than one solution, my lord.
Go ahead and roll another diplomacy check. Okay. So he looks at you. I suppose that's true. But still, what other method would there be to then, well, quite frankly, preaching? To battle, to war? What other methods?
We could hold a full frontal battle, or we could preach, but there is always the third option of smaller crack teams, specialized people to infiltrate and to hold power over them.
Desi.
The Dark Elves are known for their stealth, my lord, and our tactics were not always the best at upfront fighting. We know our limits. We aren't as strong as Orc Brethren, and we aren't as available in the light as
And as you speak, you hear a very quiet meow, meow, meow.
God fucking damn it, master.
So he's looking at you as you seem distracted. Go ahead and roll diplomacy with disadvantage now.
Oh, you.
Okay,
fucking-
you still read them out, and you're able to continue talking without interruption. Like you are able to smooth things over.
Because he's had many interruptions before.
All of them
We
are
aren't
Sid.
as we aren't no not always Sid. We aren't always available in the light as the elves are, but we've learned to maximize our own attributes in any sort of conflict, whether that is through the means of stealth or through the means of alchemy. But it is always a lesser life loss when you use a small team to infiltrate, and only in the most dire situations. I'm not saying that there is anything wrong with an assault or anything wrong with using religion for peace purposes, but it all comes down to the situation that you're in, the opponents you're going up against, and whether you can outthink them in the end. I feel that Utopia offers that for this kingdom.
I see. Well, he seems thoroughly convinced. Seems that Utopia and her ilk are far more ingenious than I would have imagined. And considering the stale tactics of our current leadership, I must say I'm impressed. So he kind of nods his head and goes, I want to thank you for your discussion today. I could see why Baron Okra sent you my way. He's a smart man. He's a good man, too. He's a hero. You know, as persuasive as you are, maybe you should run for some office at some point. Lord knows the Neros could use a voice like yours. A grounded voice.
I think might be harder for someone such as me to find office over someone such as Utopia. I'm not of noble birth, and most people find it hard to see past my appearance, my lord.
He kind of nods his head. You know, I've noticed something about you just now. That hat you're wearing. Do you know what material it's made of?
No, my lord, I'm not one of
Because it looks to me as if it's made of leadership material.
Oh, snap!
I think you have the means to be a great leader. You may lack the confidence now, but trust me, I know it when I see it. He kind of looks to you. I must away for now, but keep it in mind. Keep it at the back of your mind. You're the kind of person that people can look up to. And that's a very important skill.
Thank you, my lord, for your time.
So we will go now to Sid, who is currently storming her way up to where Waleskia is.
Okay, so true story. Out of character, I forgot she had a sword. In character, though, she would never forget her sword because she is a samurai. Like that's like your sword is an extension of your soul, your body.
Right.
So Sid does, in fact, head for the tree, grab her sword, and storm over.
I was gonna roll to see if it was still there, but no. Okay, you
Oh,
got it
God.
in time.
And then Sid's actually going to hide it like back in her dress, the way that Lady Lothley taught her how to do, and then approach the halfling.
She looks at you. Oh, hello. Are you a fan of the show?
Sid kind of like stares at her for a moment and like wonders how she's so like composed after, you know, like everything that just happened. But she looks up and says, I actually haven't seen your performance, but I heard it was very death defying earlier.
That's show business, you know.
Really? Is it show business to pierce the audience with your blades?
One could say that in every performance, there is a little bit of piercing involved. We pierce the veil between what is fun and fantasy, what is real and unreal, what is order and chaos.
Okay, real quick, I'm just gonna do the. Hold on. Does this lady herself have any that I would recognize as like an out of plane sort of thing, or
Roll a perception check.
okay? I see nothing.
You
Her
see
hair is
this
lovely.
that this is definitely a halfling, but that there's definitely something wrong with her.
I look over and, you know, Sid kind of like cocks her head, but she, even though she's angry, she remains composed and she just says, tell me more about this piercing the veil between order and chaos. Because, you know, the veil certainly was pierced earlier, and that wasn't all that was pierced. What you may say that, you know, every single performance has a piercing, I say is just a poor performance.
Oh my. Such a harsh critique. But in all fairness, if you think about it this way, what are we doing while we perform, when we entertain? We are piercing the veil between boredom and stupidity. We are providing a bridge to a world of fantasy. In a world where things are awful, we provide a comfort, a mask to hide behind. Some people
Yes.
get lost in that mask, you know.
A pale mask.
Okay, a mask to hide behind, and people getting lost in that mask. But you offer that mask, so shouldn't you be upholding it? So rather than actually hitting people, which would cause that mask to diminish, you should go around the people, correct?
Maybe. But it depends. You don't know what the end goal is. No one knows what the end goal is. That's the whole point. We don't know what will happen. We can only affect change in our choices. And what I choose now is to spread smiles and delight for my master. And what's your choice? Hmm.
God, it's Kevin Humphrey.
Look, halfling, I've had enough of your rant. You're talking in riddles, and that's all you're talking in. I demand to know who your master is and what the hell sort of smiles you're talking about.
Go ahead and roll a sense motive.
Okay. Shoot. Sorry, not popping up. There we go.
There's something creepy about this halfling smile that just crawls under your skin. There's something it's unexplainable, but there's like a hint of madness.
Well, she said master, but like Sid rolled high diplomacy, trying to get talk.
Diplomacy is more trying to like, but sensing her motive, you don't know what her motive.
Okay, then what would I roll like? Because that's what Sid told her. Like, I demand to know. Like, what would I roll to get her to? No, because you've said before you use diplomacy instead of persuasion.
Yeah, so diplomacy is used to persuade, but I'm so that you know. Basically, you use sense motive to tell if someone's lying to you or essentially what their motive is. So in this case, while you're being diplomatic and she seems to be going along with it, you can't really tell if she's going along with it because she hears you or because she's just wanting to move things along.
Okay, gotcha. So what does she say in response to what Sid demanded of her?
So what was the demand exactly?
Sid said, "You're speaking in riddles, halfling. No more of this. Like, I demand that you tell me who's your master and what the hell type of smiles you're talking about spreading here."
So with the sense motive, you can't tell with what she's saying to you if she's disobeying you or if she truly believes this is the truth. My master is someone far beyond you, far beyond me and all of these fleshy coils that we hide. I love to put smiles of comedy, make people laugh, make people forget the pain that they're in. But I also like to laugh at the insignificant lives that we live and how we like to make ourselves important, like to think of ourselves as heroes when all we do is for nothing. When you know the games of gods, you understand that we are nothing compared to them. We are ants and they don't listen to our prayers. And the ones who do exact terrible toll. We lie to ourselves every day, don't we? All the
Sid,
while, she keeps that creepy grin on her face.
Sid kind of is trying to piece things together. Can she roll knowledge planes with what she knows about her master so far?
Sure.
Okay. Like, she's trying to piece together who, like, the god is that she's worshiping.
You can tell that is definitely some god of chaotic being. You're not able to pinpoint it precisely, but you're able to tell that the motives are that of a god who is not along the lawful or neutral states. Actually, I'm sorry, not lawful. They're definitely not good, and they're definitely not lawful. Leaving chaotic neutral, chaotic evil, or neutral evil, but there's definitely no pure neutral here either. This is there's too much of a twinge of madness and lunacy there.
Okay, she's gonna attempt something here. Ooh, very nice. She's going to kind of smile back at the halfling and say, "My, what a pure delight your master sounds. It sounds like he is so far above us mere mortals, as you've said, and I too would love to be as happy as you. Would you care to enlighten me as to how I can become one of his followers?"
She can't sense that you're lying to her, and her smile somehow grows even wider. Oh, I would love to spread the word of my master to you. You see, my trope, they follow a very particular sign, the yellow sign, but I don't. I did for a while, but when he didn't answer my prayers, that nameless idiot, I found the one who talks, the one who hears, the one who listens, the whisperer in the dark.
Oh shit.
The whisperer in the dark.
No, 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 no.
Now, with her knowledge, like, does she know? Like, does she know who it is?
Take a
out of
knowledge
character.
planes.
Okay, out of character, I don't know who.
Neither do I.
That's good.
Okay, knowledge planes.
You've never heard that name before. It doesn't ring any bells. And it sounds like it could just be the name of a demon. It sounds like it could be any number of things.
Okay, so she's going to ask. Well, obviously, whoever you found is far more powerful than the nameless one of the yellow sign. Please enlighten me.
And we will end your turn there. Meanwhile, Stephen is strolling up. He's gonna push past to where Darmeath is. He's gonna roll an escape artist for him.
Oh, for Steve?
Yes, sorry, hun.
I thought you said Darmeath for some reason.
No, he's going up to Darmeath, but
Okay, escape artist, you said?
yes.
Boop.
Oof. So he's trying to make his way, but he gets caught by the sycophants who see him. Oh, how ghastly! Oh, he smells of a certain musk. And Lady Trent just like puts her hands out to the sycophants. And who are you now? I'm one of the waiters. I'm just here to provide. Was there anything I could assist you with today, madam? You could assist by moving out of my way, worm. You know what? I'm having too good of a day today. I'll let that one slide. For now. But you should really be careful with who you talk to. You never know who's more powerful than you. And who is more powerful than me? I am the daughter of a senator. And I'm the son, I should say, of an eldritch being. I think I trump you.
Bitch.
What the hell are you even on about, you idiot? Right, yes. I have unfathomable knowledge and I'm the idiot. Please. Now, if you will excuse me, I have places to be. And what makes you think that your places are so much more important than mine? Because I'm got a nufkin. And you just see Thoricus just kind of running up behind him. Rat! Okay.
Take two.
See, I can't abide that. You see, I've just made friends with this guy, and let me tell you, he is not easy to persuade. But you know what? I'm gonna give you one chance to apologize to him properly, or you're not gonna like what happens next. And why would I apologize to a rat? Hun, could you roll a diplomacy with advantage for him? Because he's feeling really confident.
Okay, let's see how this goes. Did it roll the second time? Yes, it did.
Yes, it did. She looks at him. I refuse. Well, I did warn you.
Oh no.
He let me see. Let me look at his list of spells.
Well, he if he uses anything that's what was it? Let me look up his bloodline because I know there are certain spells that have some interesting effects. It was if he uses healing or transmutation.
He is going to go ahead and he is going to just take his hand into a ball and just flick it in her face as he casts Acid Splash.
Oh my god.
She takes
This just went to an 11. Holy shit.
She takes
Oh.
2 points of damage as she's holding her face now. And he's like, see, this is why you should be nicer to people. You know, manners are free, as, I don't know, a nun would say, I guess. And she's just kind of holding her face. Now, we can have you helped with that, but here's the thing. Why should we? If you're going to be ugly on the inside, you should match how you look on the outside.
Oh.
And you see she's just panicking now, and she goes to a nearby waiter and pours water over her face. And he's just looking on, and he's going to start walking past the sycophants who are just looking in absolute horror at what just occurred. And you see Steve kind of just put his hood up, and you see his eyes kind of darken as he walks towards the master. He's had a roller coaster of a night, and he's not even sure where that came from. But he feels something almost twisting in the back of his mind. And it's a twinge of pleasure that even he is kind of appalled by.
Yeah.
And you see the sycophants are just quickly like patting her face down and everything. There doesn't seem to be any lasting damage or anything, but the message definitely was sent across. She now has a scar on her on the bridge of her nose where where one of the droplets hit. And she's just absolutely just stark raving upset at this point. And one of the nearby noblemen comes and escorts her, and they take her to an area where you see there's a cleric there, and he's helping people who are drunk, and he just looks at them. Whoa, what happened here? You know what? I don't care. Let me see what I can do. Jesus Christ, fuck. That is really in there. Okay, this is gonna take a while. You're gonna need to sit for a good hour or two. Okay, don't just stop hitting me. I'm trying to help. Jesus, lady. No wonder this happened to you. And you see he's just doing lay on hands. He's just like,
Oh my god.
oh, this is gonna take a while. Oh boy, man, you must have made a good friend tonight. Ow. Okay, it was a joke. And we turn now to Darmeath. But before we get to Darmeath, do you guys feel like taking a quick bio break?
Sounds like a plan.
Yee.
Sure.
Cool beans. We will be right back, ladies and gentlemen, with more Shadow over Taldor.
go, Lily, go.
Woo, we live, we die, we live again. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to The Shadow over Taldor. Before we begin our game, we want to go ahead and do a shout out to two of our favorite companies.
That are
Um,
too cheap to pay us.
we are not sponsored by anyone by any means, but we think that you guys would enjoy. First off, we're going to talk about Ivory Monocle Trading Company, who has some of the best blends of tea that you could ever imagine. They're wonderful. They taste great, and they each have their own theme to them. They're all the theme of Dungeons and Dragons. They've got different classes like the Blood Hunters. I think the newest. They've got Bardic Lullaby, which will put you to sleep. Um, and she does occasionally on the shop actually do new promotions. So, for example, for Endgame, she had a tea set that was all based off of the Infinity Gauntlet, and it was the Infinity tea set, which I didn't get to try that, and it was a very limited run, but it was amazing. We also want to talk about our other non-sponsor, Dogmite, which is a wonderful. They craft all of their items by hand. Um, all of these wonderful wooden boxes. My wife recently just got our GM system that we purchased. We got it through Kickstarter a while back, and I couldn't be happier with the quality of it. Not only is the quality sturdy, it is also a wonder to behold. Um, and they're upgrading and updating all the time. They have all kinds of things from deck boxes to deck jackets. You've got dragon trays. They've even gotten wooden wallets, wooden weapons. They're even going on for furniture in the future. There's all kinds of neat stuff, and it may seem on the pricey side, but when I tell you that you're paying for the quality, I mean it. Every product I've bought has been absolutely fantastic and top of the line quality. I could not recommend you guys more to them. So, yeah, that's my spiel for that. And with that being said, does anyone want to add anything before we begin?
Yeah.
How dare you in my house?
Oh, really?
Really? Okay, so Darmeeth, it was gonna be your turn, but before we get to that, there is a another event that's happening in just a moment. I can find the right music. That's definitely not it. I always have this problem. I can't remember what is what anymore. So we are gonna go with you hear a great fanfare as you hear great fanfares out from behind. Um, we see a Grand Prince Stevan the Third steps out. There's a silence that falls over everyone as he comes out, and the band suddenly stops playing. There's a red carpet that is unrolled in front of him, and the Grand Prince and his host of he's got elfin guards that are with him, and they're hulking, huge men, each armed to the teeth, protecting him. You see them shoving people out of the way, not too kindly, as they make their way to the top. Um, and they quickly all surround him. and you see that there are people stumbling about, and you see that he enters, lifts his hands to the crowd, waves once, and turns inside. And you actually see, as he turns inside to the building, um, you actually see the strategos, Maximilar, follow him in. So everyone is so astounded by the fact that these two have appeared, that everyone seems to have nothing else on their mind except the fact that he's here. Um, there's a kind of hush on the crowd, almost as if there's a tension that could be cut with a butter knife.
Pat, 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 pat.
Clack, 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 clack. And as everyone is kind of waiting to see what happens next, a man stands before the crowd. It's one of the Ulfen Guard, and he addresses everyone. His lord is here, and soon we will all convene for a light supper, and then the Senate will convene. From there, the fate of the Empire will be decided. I hope that we find you well, and we look forward to seeing your votes. Remember to vote what you truly believe in, and be swayed little by those, and he kind of looks pointedly at some of the people, who would try to bring about the ruin of Taldor through their beliefs. Good day, all of you. And he turns inside and closes the door behind him. So, Darmeeth, what will you do?
Well, Darmeeth is in a bit of a pickle. Baster seems irritated and is no longer directing her. This announcement was just made, which means that the evening's getting on, and she's supposed to try and discredit people who are against the vote, and she doesn't really know where to begin. I guess I'm going to try for another charisma roll to see if any helpful visions might come to mind. If not, then I'm just going to have to grit my teeth and start talking to people.
Okay.
I don't know what other options I have at the moment. Oh.
You get a sense of, you're getting a sense of all the people who you could discredit. And you see certain faces in your mind and certain means of discrediting them. And you're getting faces more than names.
What beans come to mind, if you don't mind me asking?
You see a rather large man. He appears to be a barbarian in your head. He appears to be a guard almost. You also see the bald man who helped you down from the stage earlier. His gems kind of the gems on his forehead gleam in your eye as you see him. And finally you see a woman wearing yellow robes, and seeming kind of just out of place and just unhappy with where she is.
Interesting.
That's not good.
Can I roll a perception to see if I see any of these people around me?
Yes, you may.
Ugh.
It's
figures.
a little too crowded, and it seems as if someone has made a bit of a stir. And you do notice Steve walking towards you guys, and he seems a little darker, like there's something that upset him. Not too unlike what happened earlier.
Mm-hmm. So, she's gonna turn and regard him as he's coming up towards her, and she might actually kind of stride a little bit as if she was going to kind of walk past him, but she stops. It's just
so good to see you. He's not even looking at you, he's looking at the master.
Yeah, I figured as much.
He puts his hand on your shoulder. I mean no offense.
No,
also good to see you.
It's fine, really. I'm
having a tough
nothing
go.
Important. No, it's. She shakes her head. It's fine. Just there are some things I would like to speak with you and the master about, but I just don't think I'm going to have the time, unfortunately. But I will ask.
We're speaking right now, and I can translate for the master for now.
Perhaps we should. She kind of indicates towards a little more secluded area, like at least further away from perceptive ear.
He kind of shrugs his shoulders and says, "Oh, fine, all right. What's up?"
So she relates what happened with the stage and the halfling, and the fact that, obviously she's up to no good, and the fact that the master was trying to direct her towards someone, but they seem to have lost them. She's like, you might want to ask her, I believe it.
Yes.
If I remember correctly, her.
Yes, it is
about
her.
that.
So you want me to? Okay, so he kind of asks Master what's going on, and Master relays what has occurred and what she noticed. So he kind of leans back a little bit, cracks his back, and says, "Yep, that's definitely the Yellow Sign cult. They're not exactly fun people to be around. Master was just preventing them from putting on a play, which may seem innocuous at first, but trust me when I say if anyone watches that play, everyone in this room would have died. That is not an understatement. It's not a regular play. It is meant to.
Hello?
It is meant to drive people mad."
So Darmith just kind of nods, like, Madam Nicodemus seemed to indicate something along those lines, though not quite in its entirety.
Yes, Master was telling me about her. He says she's a wonderful, lovely lady. Gave her tuna.
Yes, she is. And what about where Master was trying to? What did she see that she wanted me to go towards so badly?
She saw somebody with a sign of Dagon.
Does she remember anything about what they looked like?
Roll, Hun. Go ahead and roll a wisdom check.
For Steve?
For you, for Master.
Okay, wisdom. Wisdom.
You're able to remember a glimpse of like he seemed to be wearing special robes and a wig, but you're not really sure beyond that.
There is some kind of weird symbol on it. I don't like it.
Yes, we agreed. But yes, that's just what we that is what the master discovered.
Sorry, it's not difficulties there for a moment. I see. Well, I'll certainly keep my eyes out. In the meantime, I'm worried that Sid went off to confront the halfling in question.
Great, she went to confront a. That can't be good. I will go and try to assist her with this then. Though I don't think
Perhaps-
I'll be able to get there in time.
Perhaps you should take the master with you.
Are you insane? I'm going to be going to possibly battle with a thing that worships a king in yellow. No. The master would be much safer with you, I think.
I can go.
Yes, I know that, but I mean, she could use your direction, master. Yes, that's it. Yes.
So Darmeeth looks at.
There's a change in you that I don't like.
Kind of shrinks down a little bit. I may have had to use my methods of persuasion.
You're
Kinda shrinks
giving
back.
into the blood.
It was necessary for our mission, master.
And yet you let it control you.
Is Thoticus there?
Thoticus is just like trailing up right as he's just kind of shrinking down in front of Master.
Steve, I felt you using magic. What did you do?
I may or may not have sprayed a bitch in the face with acid.
There's a time and a place. Did you at least make yourself not noticed?
Yes?
Should I do a sense motive for this?
Yes, that's
Yes, roll a sense motive and a bluff. Bluff for him and sense motive for you.
Let's see how bad this goes.
Uh-oh. Well.
7 for the master and
Oh.
Damn!
He is bluffing his ass off.
Yes, I mean, of course, I was absolutely discreet. No one will know it was me. I mean, they know me for other things right now. Probably more important, more distinguishable things.
Steve,
Master?
these abilities must be subtle, to be obvious, and to go so deep like this invites your doom.
I understand. I'm trying, I really am, but how else will I be useful?
There are ways, but you allow it to control your emotions. I can tell by your actions.
I suppose you're right, Master. What
Darmeeth
will
is-
you have me do?
Sorry. Go ahead.
This is why I watch over you, Steve, so you do not let it control you. Because we both know that this causes you pain.
Kind of looks a little sadly. You're right, does. Although there wasn't much pain, just a few minutes ago.
Momentary pleasure,
Oh,
But
it was
deep
more in a
down-
few moments. I'm sorry.
but deep down you feel the guilt. You feel yourself becoming not human and
You're right.
It makes me wonder what you really want, Steve.
He kind of he's kind of trying to hold back tears. I don't know, Matt.
My cat has the stare of a cat that, well, like any cat that stares into your soul, and it's all the more piercing because my eyes are two different colors.
So Darmeeth tries to kind of turn Steve away from, at least his face away from the other view, and she's kind of got her hand kind of on his shoulder, just a gentle kind of not patting, but just kind of gentle little rubbing motion on his shoulder. Just
Ooh.
You actually see with the master's gaze on him and having just experienced what he did, he kind of looks down again and he's avoiding eye contact. He doesn't seem to move, but he seems far more subdued than when he first trotted up.
mhm.
Like even as Thoticus approaches, Thoticus sees a visible difference in him. How would you like me to help you, Darmeeth? How can we assist you?
I wish I had the answers. I'm still trying to determine myself what's best for me to do.
Well, what are you trying to do?
She takes a small breath in and just kind of releases. It's just, I'm trying to keep my eyes open for those who may try to influence the vote a certain way, but also those who may be linked to cult activity. The very least I can do is try to warn you and the rest of our group to keep their eyes out so that we have a better idea of what we're facing. And I've gotten some faces that I'm going to try to find. I think they're my best lead.
Well,
But-
that's good, but Darmeeth, has anyone ever told you how many marbles you can fit in your hand?
She just kind of blinks, just, are you speaking figuratively?
Think about it. Your hand can only hold so many marbles, right? And if you try to pick things up while you still hold those marbles, you're not going to succeed. If you pick a handful or a few at a time, it's easier to get things done. Perhaps we should focus on one thing in front of us. Have you completed your mission for Lady Lothlead yet?
No, unfortunately, I've been. She seems really defeated and a bit upset with herself. Just, I haven't exactly been myself today.
He looks at you. Darmeeth, I just fucked a cook. I fucked him good. Like, so good. If anyone has not been their self today, it's definitely been all of us. And that's okay. Because even you can fuck the cook.
Darmeeth? Oh, God. I'm trying to figure out what's the best role I can make right now. I think she's just trying to understand. Like, it's not completely lost on her, but I guess she's just trying to process what he said.
So-
Sense motive?
Yeah, go ahead. Versus his diplomacy.
Steve's diplomacy?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, oh no.
Oh, no.
It comes off as just like, you don't know if it's metaphorical or if he means, and then it dawns on you, oh no. He actually
He did.
oh, he did the deed.
So, how close is Steve standing next to Darmeeth?
At this point he's about 10 feet away from you. No, I'm sorry, not 10 feet, 5 feet away from you.
Okay, so he's not close enough. I don't think he'll notice, but there would probably be like closer in proximity to her. There'd probably be a noticeable increase in temperature.
But yes, in the meantime, we can help you. What was your mission? Do you remember?
I'm, she's like trying to clear her throat a little bit. Just, yes, I am supposed to try and discredit those who would try to influence the vote against Princess Eutropia.
That's right, and that's why you bought the condoms, right? No.
She's kind of. I think at this point it might be there might be a noticeable color behind her veil.
So I think I may have an idea. And I think our friend Thoticus can help us as well. What if we work together as a team? I think that would make it easier.
If that won't detract from your priorities. She's having a hard time kind of looking him straight in the face.
Jeez, Desi.
He kind of looks at you and says, I've been odd man out of the group for the past 2 days. Let me help you. You've earned this. You really have. Plus, you let us stay at your place. You let these guys stay at your place for a while. I think that's pretty cool.
Then, thank you.
So, do you, as we walk along, do you want to hear about the chef and my moves? He kind of nods his head, just wiggles.
She's kind of coughing, and again, like if you're close enough to her, you're probably going to feel her like a noticeable heat around her body as she's just like, oh my god. Just like, if you wish to discuss such things.
Oh, good, because let me tell you, that man has an ass, and you guys are gonna walk down towards this direction over here.
And she's still holding Master, yeah?
Yes. So, Thoticus, you've actually been privy to most of this information so far. And you're kind of hearing.
I'll just wait until you hear about the spatula. I mean, whoa.
Yeah, there's probably going to be steam coming up from Darmeet's head at this point. Oh,
that
Lord.
spatula was in places, and
Oh, wait.
You know how they say?
Oh, wait.
Uh-huh.
This might be the closest I get for the next few weeks. So it's just Thoticus, Darmeet, and Steve right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh wait, it is my turn.
Hey, Master.
Okay. All right. Okay, it is my turn. Okay, finally, I can do this. Thoticus is gonna kind of like nudge Darmeet, or I don't know, do something to get like her attention.
So she looks down and she's just like, you can tell her voice is slightly strained as she's trying to keep her composure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, like as Steve is talking about that, Thoticus, takes like a couple steps to the side, kind of, waits for Darmeet to follow. They're not really leaving Steve. They're just taking like 5 steps away.
Mm-hmm.
I've been thinking about this in my head forever. Now I can't even get the lines right. So Darmeet, you're like an oracle, right? You can like see the future and like that type of stuff.
Yes. It's not always very clear, or rather, sometimes I have to really try to determine the meaning of what I see, but yes.
All right, I'm gonna be real. like Thaddeus kind of sighs and like looks around like nervously. Maybe he's making Darmeeth like a little bit nervous. 'Cause, like, oh god, what's he gonna say?
Yeah, she's already kind of like, oh god, Steve's talking about this stuff, and now Thoticus, this Nufkin that I've come to know over a few days, is also acting nervous, and I have no idea how to process this. God, why? You know.
So like, you think I got a chance with Mort?
No.
She just
like that. Like I know I don't have like a good chance, but like, like a chance.
Okay, I was out of character. I'm sorry. I just saw the roll. Oh my
No.
god. Okay. Okay, I'm composing myself. So Darmeeth, like, you know that pose where people have like their hand kind of supporting, cradling their chin and mouth slightly, just and she just kind of
I mean, like I know it's not like a good chance, but like it's not like impossible, like literally impossible.
You need your love future.
So Darmeeth is just like, I have done relationship readings before. I could probably do one after this is all done if you so wish.
Yeah, Thaddeus kind of perks up and he's like, "Yeah, I'm sure that works."
Okay.
Before kind of nonchalantly like regrouping with Steve.
She's got so much to process right now. Oh my god. So
Wait,
Darmeeth. Yeah.
but like 3/4 of the way there, Thaddeus like turns back around and is like, "Don't tell him. Like you can't tell Mort."
Meanwhile, Mort is,
on the other side of the wall.
He's on the other side of the wall and he hears something, but it's a little bit muffled, so he can't quite make it out. But I'll have you do a sense motive really quick, Mort.
Boy.
Don't get secret crushes on detectives, kids.
So you overhear this and you think, do I have a shot at Mort means, do you think I could take him out in a fight?
No.
Oh my god.
And you were fully prepared.
Which is surprisingly enough, both answers is no, in any sense. You will get drop kicked, kid.
In both scenarios.
Meanwhile, as you guys are passing and talking by, you come back to Steve, and who is just talking to himself without realizing it. You know, they say that, potatoes are the most versatile vegetable, but let me tell you, they've been using carrots wrong.
So Darby, again, she just kind of has her hand cradling her chin and part of her mouth. She's like, oh. No, like she's just kind of like, oh, you don't say. She's trying so hard, but she's probably going to crack. Poor baby.
So was there anything else you wanted to do in the meantime? Thoticus.
I mean, not really. Thoticus is just kind of going along with what everyone else is doing.
Okay. So it is now Master's turn.
So, like, what was the thing we were going after? Because out of character, I am just like.
So what are you? So what do you mean? What the?
Was it the guy in the yellow robe?
No, it was a lady in a yellow robe. a massive barbarian who's one of the guardsmen.
And the old man that helped me off the stage.
Yep.
What about these people?
She needs to try to defame these people in some way, shape, or form to embarrass them so that they don't look like they can be taken seriously for the vote.
Oh, I don't care about them. Uh, any more culty people?
Roll a perception check.
Oh man.
Man, all these humor, you are still kind
These
of
darn
upset.
humies.
These darn hoomies and their stupid music and their stupid basses and their not being able to talk to cats because they're stupid.
I mean, it's true.
So right now you are just upset. Like the only thing that would probably make you feel better right now is Lady Nicodemus.
Now that was a lady.
So you guys are going to be taking your time. You guys actually arrive to where these people are just in time. I'm going to move you guys over here. And in the meantime, we go back to Mort.
So let's go find the Rainbow Lady.
Okay. You see her not too far. She's doing a jig on the table. And you see a man kind of standing there looking absolutely tired of her shit. And she looks up at you. Oh my! You're one of the elves! Oh my goodness! She stops for a moment. What have they done to your beautiful ears? Oh.
Oh God, Mort kind of just reaches up and
My heart.
hides one of them.
No, 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 no. That's awful. Tell me, what is your name?
Mort.
Mort, I swear, if the beings who did that to you are still alive, the Fae will take care of them.
Oh God. He's just like, trust me. Something else has already taken care of all of them.
Well, that's... She kind of huffs a little. Somewhat satisfying, I suppose. Still, your people are very important to the Fae, and we want to keep that relationship. Even the Dark Elves are still wondrous people, and they're underappreciated, I'd say. You'll have to excuse the little lady. She is a bit, he kind of looks for a word, loopy. I'm not loopy, I'm being friendly and lovable. Arguable. I am so being lovable. Besides, you look like you've been through a lot. What are you here for?
I'm here to make sure that certain people don't say certain things that's going to get them drop kicked across the courtyard.
Oh, do you mean the furry person who was saying that he thinks he could fight you?
Yeah. And honestly, I'd like to see him try, because I will drop kick him 20 yards. Swear to... It's really been a long night.
It's okay. She kind of pats you on the knee because that's all where she can reach. It's okay.
Wait, she's a gnome, isn't she?
Yeah, she's absolutely a gnome.
Oh my God, it's the worst. Because it's just like... She's probably just as old, if not like slightly older than him, because gnomes live for a real long time.
Yep.
It's just like, God damn it! It makes me feel like I'm being patronized by a kid.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just
No, don't apologize. My mood has been quite grey lately, and he just kind
Yeah.
of pauses. Yeah.
She looks at you and she's doing that cute smile where you can see her eyes sparkle and she's like bunching up. That's hilarious. You're
Yeah,
funny.
no. My assistant told me that one once. Like he just starts laughing, just like, oh god, she. That's one of the first things. Like I would never tell her this, but it made me absolutely crack up laughing when I was alone.
Oh my
And now I
goodness.
can see how funny it is.
I have to know, who is your assistant then? She sounds absolutely amazing.
Oh, her name's Sid. She's this annoying brat of a tiefling, but
Is she here with you?
she's somewhere here with friends. We're not here together. We kind of she's like my daughter in that sense, but she's here to make sure I don't do something stupid.
Well, if that's the case, why isn't she nearby? I mean, you may be an elf, but you're still a man. Kind of says, just kind of winking and giving you the gun fingers.
Because she has to live a life of her own, and I have to learn to let go. I can't always try to protect her because she's capable.
Well, that's sweet of you to think so, and that's sweet of you to do that. But still, in terms of you being here, though, I don't mean to be rude, but you seem out of place. You seem as though you're uncomfortable.
I'm not too good with high society. I find it hard to use my words in a correct fashion.
Yeah, man speaks up. You seem to be doing fine, boy.
Really? Because on the inside, all I hear is, 75% screaming, 20% jabbering, and 5% cat meow.
Let me ask you, is any of that percentage you shitting your pants?
Yes, 100% of it.
He kind of opens his mouth and closes it. That was not... You're fucking with me, right?
Oh god, it's just like, for 50 gold a night, I'll do whatever you want.
Ooh, pay the man. Maybe we can have him give me rises. Look how tall he is. I'm not going to pay him 50 gold a night just so you can gallivant upon him. What, he's not a mule. No, he's an elf. We'd established that. Yeah. You're a bit slow today, aren't you? Kind of turns towards her. Is there any way I can help you, sir?
Have you seen a woman dressed in silk robes, wearing a veil, a guy with a cat, a small rat-like creature, or a demon in a very dress-like fashion?
Oh, you mean Horns? I've seen Horns, but I don't know where she went. As for the other people, well, she's gonna roll really quick. I did see them go that way, and she points to where they are. Go ahead and roll a quick perception check. So you can see them right away. You see Thonicus kind of trotting up front as Steve is talking to Darmeath. He's very close. Darmeath is holding the master, and she seems visibly flustered. And he's making all kinds of gestures that seem rude. Like he's doing the whole thing where he's putting like a fist through a hole that he makes with his other hand.
Oh, Jesus.
And just like spreading something wide.
Okay, exactly. Like he's making all kinds of like weird hand gestures, and you're just like, I don't know what the fuck's going on there, but I don't think I want to know.
I guarantee he's going to want to be talking about stuffing a Christmas turkey because I swear to God.
Well, if you want to catch up to them, you probably should do that. I hear dinner's starting soon, and oh, I'm so hungry. I can't wait to eat some mushrooms. Did you know that mushrooms taste like cat?
I wasn't aware of that.
They do. The only reason I know that is because I once killed a lion. Not by myself. It was actually, she points to the baronet. He actually did it for me, but I mean, that was before, the loss of his wife. My wife did not leave me. Stop telling people this. She left him. But anyway, that's a boring story of how I killed a lion. You don't want to hear that story.
Maybe some other time.
Told you that doesn't work. Yeah, it almost did. It didn't. Fine. We'll leave you to your friends. And they turn back and they start kind of bickering with each other.
Deep breath and then walking over.
And as you step up, you just hear Steven say, and then when we used up all of the cabbage, we decided to go towards the less meaty item. Like, oh, hello there, Mort.
Oh, hello, Stephen. Please tell me that you are talking about making something like a Christmas dinner in the kitchen, because if you're not, we're gonna have words.
Listen, that chef was not a Christmas dinner, as you put it. But by the time I was done with him, he was just a stuff.
Oh,
Darmeath quickly speaks, just like, Mort, yes, just one moment, please. As she just kind of,
I'm giving her pointers.
she, so she goes up to Mort real quick. She's just like, listen, you need to go find Sid. Last I saw, she was heading hostage. She tells him what direction she was going. I really think that she might need your help.
With that, we turn now to Sid, who is now still talking to the half praised halfling who is staring at.
Okay. Sid is going to. She asked her when they left off. She had asked the halfling to tell her more about her master.
And she had mentioned the whisper in the dark.
Yeah.
So, how do you want to proceed from here?
Well, she bluffed her into thinking that she of her master. So,
Okay.
I think one of the last things she said was, well, this mysterious and knowledgeable god, much better than the nameless yellow sign god. What more can I learn about?
Hang on, I need to reload my page really quick. She kind of looks at you. You're not very aware of what's going on, are you? That's okay. It's not your fault. But let me tell you. Do you know what gods live here?
What gods live on this plane?
Yes. What gods live within these realms?
Let's see. What do I know?
You know that there are some gods, but you don't know very much beyond that. Like nothing definitive.
Okay, I shake my head. I'm guessing the yellow. Don't know too much. I know various demons and creatures like that, but
And that's all you know.
yes.
My goodness. You don't know very much at all. She's gonna begin to tell you, but as she does, take a will check.
Oh God. Ha.
So what she describes to you is, if it hadn't been for the things that you've already seen in the planes that you've come from, you probably would have gone mad. Because she's just.
Are you
Mhm.
gonna type it to me? I was gonna say I don't know.
Yeah, I can type it to you. I can DM it to you.
Okay. I was gonna say if you want to keep the mystery alive.
Yes. So there always has to be a little bit of mystery.
Hell yeah.
That is Wolfie. Here we go. So I'm gonna go ahead and type this out. While I'm doing this, tell us more, ladies and gentlemen, about that wonderful tea.
That tea's so good. It helps survive days and helps me sleep at night.
Party
It
close.
also tastes yum.
Tastes amazing. And you can get some at Ivory Monocle.
And they're coming out with more flavors. Like she has a chai tea that goes really good with honey and milk. Pretty bitter, but oh boy, does that like hit you over the head with energy. Yeah, milk and honey, and then it won't be as bitter.
I could definitely use some of that in the morning.
And then I heard she's coming out with a coffee tasting. I've also heard rumor
Oh.
that she's coming out with some teas that are going to be either peachy or berry. I don't remember, but it's going to be very fruity. And I heard rumor that you get to choose.
Ooh.
Well, like I've had time to actually think about it as a tea connoisseur myself, and the one kind of tea that I'd love to see turn up in the Ivory Monocle store is something on the lines of a Russian caravan, something that's dark, deep, and kind of have that smoky flavor to it, a strong blend like that.
If you
It helps.
messaged her, she could probably come up pretty quick. The question would be, it would probably take her a little bit of experimenting, find something within the doable price range, but she could probably do it. She's really talented.
I'd love to see it, and honestly, if she called it something like the Gunslinger's Blend,
That does sound pretty cool. You should message her that.
I should.
Do
It's
it.
like, hey, you there? You
Do
got
it.
tea over there.
Even if it's just from her tea shop, mail her, message her, be like, hey, this sounds like a great tea.
Yeah.
I'll just go running into
See?
her front room window and just like press myself up against it. It's like, hey, I got two ideas for you.
So you
Open
had
the window.
Blood Hunter's Bane, which is pretty tart, but like when you get like this really good sugar, I think it's sugar cane. It tastes really good, like sweet, but, like very good. Um, I forget what else she's.
Okay. Ivory Monocle, ladies.
Okay. Sorry about that, guys. And thank you guys so much for promoting Ivory Monocle. Remember, you can grab your tea at Ivory Monocle Trading Company on Etsy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she spends time, and it's gonna take the rest of your turn explaining everything. Um, and there's still more that she can explain to you, but um, even with um, even with the information she's given you, um, it's still you can feel it almost pulling at your mind. It almost feels like it's gonna drive you mad knowing more than you probably should. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's a good place to stop for the night, and we can continue next time with Steven. Um,
Oh boy.
as I think at this point, Sid is going to have a lot of things to take into consideration.
Oof.
So, thank you guys for joining us. I know this was a long stream, but I had the energy, and I hope you guys all had fun. It was a lot of fun doing this with you guys. And we will see you next week, unless something comes up. I'll put an announcement on our Twitter. We'll see you guys next week for more Shadow over Taldor. As always, I've been your host, the Right Hand of Doom. You guys have a wonderful evening, sweet dreams, and pleasant nightmare.
Good night.
Night, guys.